Today, on Be Something Wonderful, the most powerful video on manifesting your SP you could ever watch. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators and members, welcome back. Buckle up for all you SPers or SP manifestors, or really all of you that want to manifest anything, or reality creators. This video is for you. It's going to rock your world, I promise. So I have this client that I talk to regularly, and she's been a client for more than 6-7 months now. And in our last session, sometimes we're just talking about metaphysics in certain aspects of it. Other times we're trying to, quote, solve a problem, but you know there are no problems, the solution's there. And sometimes we're even talking about whatever's going on in her life. Like this, when we talked before last night, when we talked before that, we were talking about a SP or a specific person situation. And she's powerful, so she's not in any lack or desperation, nothing like that. And I said, well, just play with this, right? Instead of taking action, right? Instead of taking physical action, do the action metaphysically. Send the text, send the communication. It's been a long time since she's heard anything, right? And so she came up with the idea. She goes, okay, I'll just send it. It was good seeing you today. It felt like old times. Great. So, but I would say less than 4 days later, out of the blue, but it's never out of the blue, it's out of you. He says to her, hey, I thought I saw you today in our old stomping grounds. Hear this. Gives you tingles when you think about this. She created the image. She created the incident. She created that event. And so even if she wasn't physically there, as we would think physically in 3D reality, she was there. So I want to talk about this today and more. I want to talk about one of you made a comment that was really repeating what Abraham Hicks says. And I think this was on the video on expectations, that it's only, that feeling is what it matters only. Feeling's the only thing that matters. Just like Abraham Hicks says. You repeated exactly what Abraham Hicks says. Feeling's the only thing that matters, and that's what determines outcomes. You went further and say that's what determines outcomes. I want to talk about that today, because feelings are effects. Yes, they have creative power on some levels of creation, but on the lowest levels. So when you're trying to create with feelings or trying to think a better thought or feel a little bit better, you're at the bottom trying to work your way up, right? So it's not that determines outcomes. What determines outcomes? Your identity. Your assumptions about reality. I really want to hit this today because I get it. Remember, I'm a fan of Abraham Hicks. I've been to years ago, right? I was on the hot seat. I get it. There's power there, but her message is a lot deeper than just saying it's about feeling good all the time. You missed the whole message on that video on expectations. You missed the whole powerful message by just thinking, oh, it's just all about feeling good. So I really want to hit this today. So this is powerful. So let's really go to this with this client. And I really want to unpack it. We've had a lot of sessions together, but I want to talk about this one in particular. She goes, wow, Tom, in last night's session, I finally get it. Why my SP, my specific person, is hot and cold. We're together, then we're not. There's mixed signals. It's more serious than it's not. She finally gets it, right? That remember, what does she get? This is what we talked about. It was a great conversation. We talked about this whole idea of linear time versus simultaneity. You're a simultaneous being, that all realities, every version that you are is what you're seeing in the world, but you're seeing a superimposed version that's coming through a specific vantage point in the now moment. So big. This is why when you're mixed in your inner state, you're going to be seeing a different superimposed version of all versions of you. That's why sometimes it's hot and cold, you're together and you're not, it's serious then it's not, it's mixed signals, it's a mix, right? So this is what it really means to be an infinite multidimensional being. Having a 3D world experience. That's what that means. Right? I feel, and she goes, I feel great, but I'm still not with her. Or I feel great. This is another client. Or I'm still not with him. Right? You hear that all the time. That's why I really wanted to get to this idea that, oh, it's just about feeling good. Feeling good is all that matters. Abraham Hicks says that. I agree with that. It matters. And in some ways you could say it all that matters. But that's not the creative event. That's an effect. That's your emotional guidance system. That's your body telling you what you're thinking, feeling, assuming. That's your body telling who you are at the highest levels. That's your body telling you what vantage point as a multidimensional being are you seeing the world. Do you see this, right? Your 3D experience is the simultaneous sum, hear this, of all versions of you in all realities, superimposed in such a way, in such a way, as to reflect your dominant state of being in the moment. Just want to pause there. Get this, guys. This is big. Do you hear this? It changes everything. Right? We had such a great conversation on this last night. So I really want to hit this. Nothing is more important than you feel good. Abraham Hicks. True. I put a check mark. True. I get that. We know the power there. But remember, and then you repeated. This was repeated by the subscriber on the channel. I often hear the Abraham Hicks sayings repeated. They're great sayings. They ring true, right? But what Abraham Hicks says, and she's funny, and they're funny, right? So there's a lot of humor. I get it. The outcomes are determined by how you feel. That's what you said in response to that video on expectations. You missed the whole message. You missed the deeper meaning. That's not necessarily true. And we're going to go over that today. Remember, feelings and emotions are effects of what's going on within you. They can create on one level, but on a low level, right? You only do or act based on what you feel. So they determine your actions, but that's how and they can create new thoughts and new assumptions. And they can give power to images that are going on within you, an image or a thought or an imaginal act. They give power to that for sure, because then you're feeling it real. But that's not the creative act. It's the belief. It's the assumption. It's your identity, right? This was a response to the expectations video. You just missed the message. That's okay. We're going to hit it here. The above is true with respect to bottom-up, lower levels of creation. It's your identity. It's your self-concept. It's your thoughts, your assumptions, and beliefs that cause how you feel or the effect. That's the great cause. And what's the cause above that? Your I am. What's the cause above that? Your I, the divine consciousness, the absolute. Do you get it? We're going to show this today. Remember, yes, there is the law of reciprocity, that if A creates B, B can create A. So feelings can create, but they're not determining the outcomes, right? The law of reciprocity, you can create thoughts that attract from trying to feel good, or trying to think good thoughts, but that's the hard way. That's using old bricks to build a new house. Do you hear it? This idea that nothing's more important than feel good, and that you've got to manufacture the feelings or manufacture the thoughts, right? To really manufacture your state of being to create what you want. That's the hard way. You're using old bricks to create a new house. Go to your new identity, new bricks, new house, new you, right? So remember, and it gets back to this. I've had this up before, but now we're going to look at it in a very different way, like I talked to my client last night. So remember, level 7 is the absolute, the all, the I. It's the Father in Scripture. It's all realities, all frames, all versions of you, all versions of everybody else. It's all that is. Right? And then there's the Son. That's you. That's your I am awareness. That's every point of consciousness of that I is the Son. And that all combines into the Father, right? Then you have your identity, your self-concept. What is that in today's context? The superimposed sum of all versions of identities of you. It's the simultaneous you. It's the simultaneity of you. It's all of those I ams of you, all of those versions of you. I am this, I am that. All of those together, that identity, that self-concept. You're experiencing all those realities right now. It's not that it collapses necessarily into one reality. That's the effect of it. All those realities don't go away. They're all there. They're all in potential, but they're all creating who you are right now. Wow, this is big. No wonder sometimes our feelings are all over the place. We're feeling multidimensional me's. You're feeling multidimensional you's, right? That's why you have so many desires. There's so many versions of you. That's why desires never end, because you never end. So you have a new desire, it's a new you. Do you hear this? Right? Then you have level 4, your core assumptions, your beliefs, your truth, your view of the world, the linear and limited expectations. Right? Remember, this is limited in some way, but this is your identity. But then you're going to have core assumptions based on that identity. You're going to have truths, the way you see the world. You're going to have expectations. You're going to have a linear view, a limited view. You're less aware of these. Then on level 3, you have thoughts and beliefs, similar thoughts and beliefs that you're more aware of. They're more conscious. They're more linear. They're more limited. Do you see it? And then on level 2, the level that this client was pointing to, here it is. Guys, 7 levels of creation. This is one of the lowest that you are pointing to. Feelings and emotional. That's your feedback. That's your emotional guidance system. You're only feeling levels 3 through 7. You're feeling these, right? How you feel determines your outcome. Not really. It determines maybe some physical actions you might take and some physical outcomes that it might determine how you rearrange the furniture in your house, but it's not going to create new furniture. Do you see it? Guys, that's what we're talking about today. I really wanted to hit that. So you are the superimposed sum total of all versions of yourself, your I am, with a manifested physical world experience outcomes based on your vantage point, your identity, your self-concept, as defined by, hear this, your predominant assumptions, beliefs, and expectations as you as I am awareness. Do you see it? And the feelings come from that. Wow, this is big today. So, and I know a lot of you use this idea of, I hear the language, right, when I'm talking to you. You hear, well, I rendezvoused with this person, and who I rendezvous with is determined by my feelings. I hear it. That's the Abraham Hicks language. I love it too. It's great language. But who you rendezvous with, the outcomes you experience in 3D reality are not determined by how you feel, not predominantly determined. They all affect, everything creates reality on some level. Feelings, beliefs, assumptions, emotions, it all is creative. But on a certain level, but rather who you're being is what creates your reality. Right? That multidimensional you. Feelings are effects next to the lowest level of creation that create on level 2. They're just the effects of those other levels. There they are. Yes, they can drive new beliefs, but it's old bricks. It's just beliefs on it's just thoughts, old thoughts that you're regenerating with those feelings. It's old bricks. You're building a new house with old bricks, right? So I really want to get this because this is so powerful today. Probably one of the most powerful videos. I don't know, I feel it. So try this, right? Focus on level 5 with your inner gaze upward on level 6. I love this. Level 5, your identity, your self-concept. Focus on that superimposed sum of all identities. Decide where you want to be. Decide the vantage point. You know you're simultaneous. You know you're infinite, right? And then gaze upward at that I am awareness, the sun that you are, the unlimitedness. Do you hear this, right? Outcomes are created here in the metaphysical unseen realm of your multidimensional identity. This is what my client actually experienced. That's what she demonstrated with that metaphysical text, right? Outcomes are created here in the metaphysical unseen realm of the multidimensional identity, not in the messy middle of trying to think positive thoughts or feel positive feelings. That just, it keeps you at bottom up, right? It keeps you bottom up creating, right? That you're interpreting the Abraham teachings in a very simplistic way. There's a simple message for sure, but there's a greater message and a deeper message to it. That just keeps you tangled up in the messy middle, trying to feel good, trying to think positive thoughts. And when you're not, then you quickly take a nosedive. And when you're not, you're thinking, oh no, I'm not going to get what I want. I'm not going to be the person I want to be. But guys, when you're in that new identity, that self-concept of who you are, for example, the one that's with their SP, the one that's in love, or the one that has the money, you're going to feel all different kinds of feelings. It's not about feeling good all the time. You're going to have days when you don't feel good, but you're still going to be that identity. You're still going to be that self-concept. Hear this. You're still going to be that multidimensional you. All realities, all versions of yourself superimposed over the other. It doesn't change that. Wow. So big today, right? And then try this. Communicate, text, phone calls, rendezvous metaphysically. Don't call them. Don't pick up your phone and call them. Don't actually send the text to them. Send it to yourself. Send it metaphysically. Rendezvous with them metaphysically. See all physical outcomes, all 3D outcomes, as multidimensional superimposed identity, as your multidimensional superimposed identity moving to your desired end. See it all as that. Have fun with this. This really is the most powerful manifesting video on manifesting your SP, but really the most powerful manifesting video on manifesting anything you could ever watch. At least I think so. I say that, but I'm leaving a link to the SP playlist that includes a dozen more videos that they're the most important. So guys, I do it with tongue in cheek. I do it out of love. I do it out of just joy and excitement for this stuff, right? Because it's real, it's good, it's love. So guys, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for considering joining the membership channel. We're going to have a new powerful video, I think sometime today, that's on the membership channel. Stay tuned for that. And thank you for joining us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, for considering the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. Those are the Be Something Wonderful ambassadors where you can share insight and guidance. Thank you for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, and really just our website anytime at tomkearin.com or besomethingwonderful.com. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, this is Tom. Creators, see you soon.